woo, woo. The soul message. It's the soul message. It's the soul message. It's the soul message. Yeah, 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 yeah. It's the soul message. Jamada's on the way, everybody. Just give him a little time. We're doing something new over here on YouTube. We're doing something new over here on YouTube. Lights, camera, action. So, everybody, this is my first time going live on YouTube, and I want to do my podcast over here because I think it'll be more simple. Everybody likes the YouTube video podcast, Spotify is doing video podcasts, so why not? And I'm everybody's favorite mystic, spiritual guidance counselor, soul therapist. So I know y'all have been missing the show, so I think this is just easy, quick, relatable. I can get on as soon as I want to. It's been the full moon, the Cancer full moon. It's a new year. So this is the best time I feel for me to come on, get live, and see what's going on in the energy. I'm gonna just keep clearing my space as I get ready. I hope everybody's enjoying the music, the tunes, and the vibes. And I use my angel card, so that's my thing. So y'all will actually see them somewhat, not too much, because it's really about the message, the soul message that's coming in more than anything. So I'm just getting us started here. And let's all, how the show goes. Or if you're new to the show because it's YouTube, let me tell you about myself. I am the mystic Jamadi Manuel. I am currently in New Orleans. So if you want a spiritual counseling session with me or some soul therapy or some energy healing, hit me up if you're here in New Orleans. I know a lot of y'all travel through. So just go to my website, themysticjamad.com, or hit 424-240-5545 in the text message thread. You can start a text with me and you can book that way, 424-240-5545. I'll put the description somewhere within the show description box. Moving on. So, that was clear enough about me because I think a lot of y'all already know what I'm here to do. You see the crystal ball, you see the cards. Let's keep clearing the space. Everybody take a deep breath. Inhale. Feel love and good energy coming in the body. And exhale. Feel yourself release into peace. Let's do that again. Inhale. Feel love and good energy coming into the body. And exhale. Feel yourself drop down into peace. One more time. Inhale. Feel love and good energy coming into the body. And exhale. Feel yourself drop down into your genius zone, into your creative space, into your I am that I am, into that good centered space where you are walking in confidence, you're walking in love, you're walking in a sound mind, you got a peace about yourself. Keep walking in that peace. So, let's get into the show. I know y'all are like, what's going on in the world? What's going on in the energy? And you know what? I'm here to talk to you about it. And I'm here in New Orleans, and they were recently under a terrorist attack, I believe. Look, at stuff is falling apart. They were recently under a terrorist attack. So I do think I was hearing in the spirit that there will be some demonstrations going on in New Orleans because this is a place, this is somewhere that is seen as like a spiritual capital, that's seen as somewhere deeply important as it goes with even the idea of saints and spirits and the time of slavery and the time of overcoming. Like I'm locally in a black area where the first black grocery store was opened in the area. So it's one of those things that I'm here where it's a lot of energy going on is what I'm really saying. And I do think there's always going to be a demonstration of major forces at play. The spirit is always going to show up and help us, get us through these dark times. But you have to keep leaning on that, keep believing in that too. I said all that to say this. Let's get to pulling the cards here, see what's going on. Okay. I can see a lot of that happening. So I'm just getting a view at the world. I like to say the cards, if you pull them right, can show you a window into what's going on. That makes so much more sense. So I'm gonna take a deep breath and get present. Yeah, everything is growing around everybody. And I think that, growth sometimes looks like a lot of change. A lot of change. If you're seeing a lot of changes around you, that means you got growth. And sometimes getting to manage a lot of those changes and managing the growth is where you really get to see your maturity. Where you're just like, okay, I'm integrating, I'm learning, I'm growing, I'm managing. Okay, because right here the tower comes up and it's a lot of changes. And sometimes it seems like you're fighting through the changes, and it's like, is the people on your side? Is the world on your side? Is heaven is on your side? Don't ever think heaven is always on your side. But it's one of those things that through all these changes, you have to understand there may be some forces that don't want to see you change. And I do think if there was a devil, I do think the devil is a spirit of de-evolution. There's a force trying to hold you back from your promotion. There's a force that's trying to hold you back from your next home. There's a force that's trying to hold you back. And sometimes we think that's ourselves, that's our mindset. Sometimes it's the environment. There are things, people, energies. There are forces that may be trying to hold you back from your next level, but you've been prepared. That's something that I've been hearing a lot. Sometimes you got to understand that you, even in the worst of time, have become prepared to still grow. And I do think that's like the blessing when you sit there and you say, it's been kind of dry, but I'm still growing. Somehow God is still feeding into me. The Spirit is still pouring into me. Life is still fueling me. I'm still getting what I need. I'm still pressing forward. And the changes are coming and you're blossoming. Just keep blossoming, because sometimes changes look like challenges because you're doing something new. And that's just what is going on. And you got to kind of know that you're prepared. Preparation always comes before promotion. You are prepared for the promotion. And you may be sitting there like, how am I going to do this? You just got to know there's a rain coming. There's something coming that is always going to give you a little bit more momentum. If you keep on holding on, just keep on holding on, that momentum comes. And you'll be like, this wasn't even as hard as I thought it was. This wasn't even as challenging as I thought it was. All I had to do was just keep it simple. Because sometimes life is kind of pushing you out there, pushing you and moving you forward. Kind of pushing you and saying like, hey, let's keep doing this. Even though you got to leave some things behind, some things that you thought were your support system, some things that you thought were your healthy environment that help you grow the way you are. You may have to leave some of those things behind, and it grieves us to leave anything. And it's like that toy that you thought you had, but you had found out your mama had got rid of it or something, or that thing you thought you had, but you had found out that you had gave it away and forgot. Like it's like, oh, I don't have it anymore. But sometimes you have to realize what's coming in, what you do have, because a lot of the stuff is just a test. Choosing the light in some of these dark times. Sometimes it's really about choosing the light in a lot of what we are doing. And I do find that when you kind of release yourself from worrying about money or worrying about your health or worrying about the things that God can take care of, things are taken care of. Give me just one moment. Yeah, I don't know what was going on with my music. It was strange. But sometimes you just have to understand that you don't have to do anything. I really didn't even have to get up. I was like, oh, an ad. And the ad was gone. As soon as I got out of my chair, it's totally embarrassing. But the point of the matter is, some things you don't have to worry about. The spirit will just work it out on your behalf. If you just sit and be still, don't worry about the money. Don't worry about how things are supposed to change. Don't worry about how you don't want to force your changes. Because I think God grows the trees. God grows the baby. God grows a lot of these things. I don't think there's nothing we're really doing that's growing anything. I think we can help it with some of the things we've learned that a lot of babies and plants and people need to help them grow. But do you really know for sure that's like a God thing? I said all that to say this. I'm so glad I got up to go look at the camera anyway, though, because I was like, how is this looking? Is it still rolling? Because it's so far from me. I said all that to say this. A lot of the times you're growing for the mission and growing for the vision. And like the spirit, the universe, God has planted a vision in front of you where you can just see it plain as day. It's like, oh, there's a lot of reward, there's a lot of joy. Cups is like happy emotions or a lot of great emotions when you see like, oh, there are plenty of cups that my cup runneth over. And you really have to stay focused on that. And I think sometimes you really got to understand that it's not about anybody that you know that can push you forward, anybody that you hope that can push you forward, no celebrity, no people. Sometimes you got to encourage yourself. A lot of times it's the spirit that's going to work on you. It's the spirit that's going to work through you. It's the spirit that's going to help honor your path, help you honor yourself, help you keep it on the straight and narrow where you're like, okay, I got this. I got this. How wonderful. How easy this was. I was making it complex, but it really wasn't that complex. Also, when you really kind of get down into it, the advice from what I'm saying is you have to understand you have a lot of the tools, the resources, and the mojo to do whatever it is you're trying to do. Like, I think sometimes we have to remember that prayer is a simple tool. And prayer is a high vibrational language. Sometimes we gotta go back to like the stuff we normally do, whatever tools you use. Like I love incense, I love the chime, I love a lot of these things, the tools that I use because they are high vibrational. I like things that lift up my spirit. It keeps me in a high vibrational space to where I can like utilize a lot of my resources, speak to a lot of the right people, really kind of be just in a fruitful place where nothing's really trying to hold me back. I said all that to say this. When you think about a lot of the resources that you have and how heaven has always been on your side and how a lot of things have kind of guided you and directed your path and a lot of things are just on you to be great. I think we all have this thing called the anointing. There's a crown that sits on all our heads to really bring forth not necessarily things that may what we think directly impact everybody. Because something was like, oh, if we can make everybody millionaires, that is going to be like, okay, yeah, you're the guy who helped everybody become millionaires. But sometimes it's just about doing the things that inspire you. Because sometimes people be like, I could never do that until they see you do it. And then it was like, I knew it was possible. I didn't know until you did it. It was like you really have to be sometimes the person on the leading edge, the person who's like in your right mind and saying, I'm cutting through a lot of this stuff to get to my next opportunity, my next promotion, my next life, my next wonderful life. And you just have to kind of sit and relax though. Don't make a big fuss about it. Don't argue with people. Don't get into a lot of the crap about it because sometimes it's easy to say, y'all, I'm getting a promotion. Everybody's like, what are you gonna be doing in leadership? My bad, I didn't mean to bring that up to you. Because I see you didn't even understand the assignment. You see what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta be okay with it. Just be like, okay, I didn't mean to bring that up to you. Because, I mean, we can discuss what I can do in leadership, but I don't really want to discuss. I was just telling you what had came to me in my vision, where my next move is. I see myself moving into leadership. I see myself moving into my promotion, and God is going to help me be a leader. God is going to help me take care of the team. God is going to help keep moving me in this creative path that God has me on. And I thank you so much for hearing and praying with me, my brother. You just got to do that. Sometimes you got to be okay with just knowing what is for you, sitting in there. You don't have to tell everybody everything you're excited about. You don't have to tell everybody everything you're happy about. Because even when I keep looking into the energy, there's an empire within you that's forming. You got to bring it out, but you got to sit. You got to kind of keep a clear mind. That clear mind is what really impacts a lot of what we're doing. When we're running around, like my car's like all over the place, when we're running around and stuff gets to looking a little strange, you're just like, oh, it's disorder. What am I looking at? What's even going on? And now I see, okay, you're going through changes in your current life that's moving you more into your promotion, your mission, and your vision. But you got to keep on the test of like doing what's right for you and knowing that heaven is fighting on your behalf because there's a vision that's been given to you. And you really have to kind of understand that you got the resources, but you got to keep a clear mind. You got the resources, but you got to keep a clear mind and sit and keep focused on the vision. Because sometimes when we sit and we're not really focused on the vision, we're just sitting on the vision, we get something called melancholy. It's a form of depression where you're really like, God, I got something so deep inside of me. Help me get it out. Baby, you're gonna have to move, you're gonna have to do some stuff. You're gonna like keep praying with it, keep moving on it. Don't get into that melancholy. You know, you gotta be like, God got me something and y'all finna see it. Y'all finna see it. God's finna show it. It's finna show up, show out. Yeah. So I'm gonna leave y'all with that. I hope that blesses y'all in so many ways. If I could give y'all an exercise, because you know y'all are a lot of my people. Because I want y'all to take something to work with. Let me ask Spirit, what's a good exercise? Yeah, I think sometimes you gotta sit with just write these three thoughts out. Who are you? Who are you? Like in this present season of your life in 2025, who are you striving to be? Are you striving to be an artist? Are you striving to be entrepreneur? Are you striving to be getting that promotion? Are you striving to be a loving parent? What are you striving to be in 2025? Who are you striving to be in 2025? That's coming from your soul. Write that out. Who am I in 2025? Write that out. Like who are you trying to be? Like be clear, definite on your character for 2025. And next question, because that's question one. Question two, a good question is, what do I want in 2025? Beyond who you're trying to be, like, okay, you have become an amazing parent. What do you deserve? Like, what do you want? Do you want to take some trips with your family? Do you want to, take yourself on a trip? Do you want to? Because I just spoke to a client a month ago, and she was like, I'm finna book a trip before the year is out. Because she hadn't took no trip for herself. And she just flew out to Florida and had a good time. I said, all that to this, what do you want? Like, be clear about what you want. Make sure that you be clear about what you want for 2025. Like, do you want to grow a garden? Do you want to read books? Like, what do you want? Like, be clear on what you want for 2025. Like, put some of this stuff down. Do you want to go visit the Grand Canyon? Do you want to go visit Bali? Like, what do you want? Be some clear on some stuff that you want in 2025. And number three, because there's no free lunch, how can you give more love in 2025? Like, yes, you're going to be a great mother. Yes, you're going to Bali. How can you show up in the world and give some more love? It's like, do you want to read to children at the library? Do you want to be more active at the church, be on the usher board? Do you want to, how can you share more love? Do you want to like start Sunday dinner, like invite your friends over? What are some loving things that you can give back to the world? Because I know whatever you give the world will always give you more. The universe will always give you more. God will always give you more. And but you gotta be clear on who you are, what you want, and be clear on how you want to spread love too. Because you don't want to get pulled into stuff through guilt. Because you're like, oh, God done so much for me, so I'm just gonna do whatever anybody asks. No, 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 no. Be clear from your soul how you want to spread love this year. And I think that is wonderful. Hope you enjoyed our time together. And I hope this was a beautiful moment for you. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you loved this. Um, I'll be back tomorrow, I believe. So you need to subscribe to me on YouTube if you want to catch me live. Or if you just want to catch me, go to the Soul Message on Spotify. Go to the Soul Message with your mod on, what is it, Apple Podcasts. I'm on everything. I'm on everything. I'm on it all. And I'm here on YouTube. So much love to y'all. And share this out. You gotta share it out. And if you're in New Orleans and you want a spiritual counseling session, one-on-one, let's talk. Let's get into it. Now, I do have different prices. You can get the crystal ball reading, you can get the card readings. It just depends on what you're into. And you can get energy healings, because I'm here for you. And you can learn to meditate with me. Thank you so much for tuning into the Soul Message. I'm finna turn this thing off right now. Ooh, this was so great.
Healthy Choice Powder Bowls grain-free chicken marinara is my go-to for a quick, nutritious, and satisfying meal with 19 grams of protein.